Hey guys, how's it going? Good morning. Let me set up this room real quick and then we can get started. It's 6:19 right now. Market is going to open in about 11 minutes. So I'll just get everything all set up and then we can get started with our analysis of US 30 for the day. All right. All right, well, that sets up. I'm going to go and set out the link here for the members here in premium. So, yeah. I think we're good. Hey guys, how's it going? Good morning. Let me finish setting up this room real quick and then we'll get started. Hey guys, morning. Sorry, I'm still coughing, so I'm gonna be like muting myself when I feel a cough's coming. All right, people are making their way in. Morning, Lisa. Morning, Fahad. Morning, everyone. Today is December 21st at 6:21 a.m. Market is opening in about 9 minutes. As you can see right here, US 30 is pretty much going sideways right now. I saw a couple of you guys lock in some pretty nice profits pre-market. I saw Patricia over here locked in, pretty nice 1,107. And Maddie as well, logged in a total of 336 off his first account and 321 off his second account. So, great work to people who are trading pre-market, but it is a bit risky right now as market is going sideways. Morning, Patrick. Morning, Kenneth. Morning, Patricia. Morning, Kenny. Morning, everyone. I'm gonna give it a few more minutes for people to make their way in, and then we will get started with our analysis. Morning, Paul. Morning, Maria. Morning, Miles. Morning, everyone. All right. All right, so let's see. Looks like a lot of people are making their way in already. So I'm gonna go and take a look at the news for today. Not sure if there's any news this morning. See, today's Tuesday. Not really. There was news at 5:30. It was a current count. It's negative. It was negative news. Other than that, nothing really much this morning. So market shouldn't be like all too that crazy unless we have like some COVID news or something like that. Other than that, I don't think we really have too much. Morning, Peter. Morning, Miles. Morning, everyone. All right, so we looked at the news, not very much coming up today. Looking at retail sentiment currently right now, we're at 54% long. Same situation as yesterday. Not too much of a change from yesterday. It's 54% long. So the thing with this is that it's not really going to make a huge difference, right? Because it can go from 54% long to 54% short at any moment. So this isn't going to be much of a use for us today. Looking over at fundamentals currently, it's 278 points in the green, which was anticipated because it would drop so heavily yesterday, right? It'd have to bounce back up. If you looked at our markup from yesterday, I think I posted it over here. It played out perfectly. It dropped on the open, consolidated, then had its mid-mark reversal to the upside. which was exactly what we were expecting, right? Today, there's not really much news, I don't believe, um, revolving around the market. So it just says stock futures rebound after 3-day rut. The Omicron fears. So price might drop again today on the open. Anyways, looking at the pre-market right now for the indices, currently all indexes are up. The Dow is up 278 points, S&P is up 38 points, Nasdaq's up 160 points, oil is up 1.6, and the 10-year bond is up 1.4%. So all the news here is pretty much, I mean, looking good for the most part. However, we don't know how long is that going to hold up for, right? I think it'll be a bullish move towards the end of the year. If you guys remember my analysis yesterday, towards the end of the year, US 30 is usually pretty bullish. So I think what might happen is it might be an initial drop. I think it'll initially come down a little bit and then it'll probably come right back up. But I think overall, we're going to be bullish for today for the most part. No guarantees, but we'll see what happens when the market actually does open. So looking at that right there, we have a bullish bias currently on the futures data. We'll see if this continues when the market opens in the next 5 minutes, which it probably will. Other than that, retail sentiment's not really going to help very much because it's at 54%. If it gets closer, like 60, 65, 70%, then we can have a bias. But right now, we're not going to have a real bias at 54% because this can easily go from long to short, within a matter of moments. Anyways, going back to the charts over here, we've looked at the futures data. We've looked at the retail sentiment. We'll now look at the technicals. So the technicals right here are currently indecisive and neutral. And the reason for that is because price is just bouncing in between the pivots over here. Price isn't stable below the pivots or stable above it. It's kind of just bouncing right in between. Also, the trend meter here, it keeps going from neutral to bearish. So it's currently bearish. It's neutral right now. Looking over at the 3-minute, same situation. Price is just going sideways within the pivots over here. It is somewhat bearish, but it's not necessarily that strong. The reason why I say that is because price is below the pivots, but it keeps bouncing back and forth. Also, the trend meter right here is red, but it just went from neutral to red there. So it's not very strong. On the 10-minute over here, same situation. So across the 3 time frames, it looks a bit indecisive, right? Because the 3-minute was bearish, the 10-minute was basically bullish here due to the trend meter. However, it's still in the middle of the pivot, so it hasn't really chosen a direction yet. Lastly, looking at the higher time frame, 1 hour, you can see on the 1 hour it's even worse because it's literally right there in the middle. So we'll see what happens shortly. But other than that, we will wait to see what happens when the market actually opens in the next 3 minutes. Rav said, I think it'll be bullish. Yeah, I think it'll be bullish too, Rav. I don't think it's going to be a clear, straight bullish move, though. I think it'll be a bit dicey, right? I think it'll go back and forth. It's not necessarily going to just go straight up. I think it'll go back and forth before it actually, makes its push to the upside. Yeah, exactly. Like Maddie said. Maddie said he thinks it'll drop and then come back up later. So that's kind of what I see happening too. I think it'll drop further. And then eventually it'll either swing back up or it may consolidate for a bit until we get to the mid-market reversal later. So we'll see what happens there. What I'll do here is I will draw our opening price for our clean chart. Have one at 8. Have one at 9. Have one at 10. And then another one at noon. Right over here. All right, so market is opening in about 2 minutes. When the market opens, we'll determine what direction price is likely to move in. All right. So we got about a minute till market open. Pending signal off 3-minute, which is fine. We have about 40 seconds till market open. All right, this hasn't changed as much. Fundamentals haven't changed either. It's about the same. News for today, nothing new right here. Yeah, nothing else. All right. Market is opening in about 10 seconds. So we got 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And the market is now open. So let's see, there goes that bullish push right there. I wouldn't chase that though, I'd wait for it. Let's see, the markup opening price, which should be there. Same with this one right here, right there. All right, so you guys can see there's a huge wick on the top side right here. Not exactly a candle you want to enter on. Looking at the fundamentals, currently 320 points in the green. Looking over here, obviously refreshing this. The stock index is completely green. So we have a bullish bias for today, obviously. This candle's too big though. I'm not going to be entering it. This thing's way too big. I don't recommend anyone enter this right here. This would be the breakout, but I don't recommend anyone enter it. It's way too big. It's going to have to pull back a bit. Or possibly coming right back up. But this is the breakout right here. If anyone's wondering, it's not one that I would recommend taking. Yeah, it's just too big of a candle. I'm not in this position, guys. I don't recommend anyone take it. You don't want to get caught in price swinging back down when you least expect it. Yeah, exactly. Like Maddie said, Trap Tuesday. Yeah, I don't recommend you guys enter this at all because it's probably going to pull back, especially if you enter it late. Because if you enter it late, you might get caught in the worst position. You can see right there, it's starting to pull back a bit. So this would be the breakout, but I'm not taking it. I don't recommend anyone else take it. We'll just watch it and we'll see how it plays out, but it's not one that I would recommend anyone hop into. So we got the high there that's been established. I'll put a, let's see, I'll put a vertical line here at 630. What price is probably going to do is it'll probably come back down to opening price down here. There's low. Morning, Stephen. Morning, everyone. Oh, man. So weird. I'm like sick in the morning, but then like as the day progresses, I just get normal. Like I wasn't sick all day yesterday, and then every morning I just get sick. I think it's because it's really cold in the morning. All right, let's see. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and just start looking for other entries here. I'm not in this breakout, so I'm not really gonna follow it as as much as I normally would. But I'm gonna put up the other strategies right here so that you guys can follow. And if you guys are new here, if you guys aren't too familiar with what I've been doing for the past couple of months, basically, these are all individual strategies, but I only take an entry if it lines up with all the strategies at once. So the main two strategies that I've been looking at lately and have been following are just the basically it's a triple confluence. If these three strategies line up on one candle, I'll enter it. And then the other one that I'm looking at is the variation entry. So if you guys aren't familiar with the variation entry, I'm not going to put the requirements here, but you guys would need to go look at the previous mentoring session. That's where I went over it in detail. And this is exactly why I wouldn't have entered this trade, guys. So it did exactly what we anticipated. If you guys remember earlier in the session, I drew that price was going to pull back a bit. And that's exactly what's happening right here, right? This candle was too big. So if you go back to this candle over here, the opening candle, this candle is just way too big. When it's a big candle like that, it's going to have to pull back before it swings back up. So it was way too overextended. It pulled up. It's probably going to come back down. It's going to come down. And then eventually it'll probably bounce off either the Asia high or opening price right here, and then swing back up eventually, right, at one of these points. Or if it breaks below, it might just break below and continue dropping further. So, it's the same market pattern that repeats itself pretty much every day. So I don't really enter, that's usually a red flag. If you guys see a big candle like that, don't enter it. Just wait for it to pull back, maybe enter it late, or just skip it and wait for the next entry. So, yeah, hopefully nobody entered that because I did warn everyone not to enter it. I didn't enter it myself. It's probably going to come back up, but I still wouldn't enter it even if it came back. And it is coming back up right here. You can see it's coming back right into profit, but it's not one that I would risk taking. Because what's probably going to happen here is that it's now going to create a new range. The ranges are even established right here as a new low. Right there. We got another high right there. So it looks like price is going into consolidation at this point, which is fine. Because once it's done consolidating, we'll be looking for an actual entry from that point. At the high right there. That's low. Right there. The high just got broken. So right there. All right, so we'll keep establishing the highs and the lows to determine where price moves to. The tighter the ranges and the tighter consolidation, the better, because we can catch the breakout as it comes back out. Yeah, no breakout today, Steven. I mean, technically the breakout's running, but it's not one that I would recommend taking, Steven. So if you're in the breakout, it's already running in profit right now. So there's a breakout right there, but it's not one that I would recommend you take. The high just keeps moving higher and higher. So I'll leave the high alone for now until it actually establishes. So we have the strategies right here off the 1 minute, off the 3 minute. I'll put these over here as well. All right. There goes the 3 minute entries. Nothing off here either. There's the snipe. We'll see if there's any snipe entries that are available around this area. One zone right there. One zone right there. Zone's right there. All right. So we got a pending buy right here for the daily, but it wouldn't count because it's on an open candle right here. So that wouldn't count for the daily entry right there. All right, other than that, the daily is still running and it's about to hit its full TP right here. Yeah, so full TP off the breakout. So whoever caught it, big congrats to you. I didn't catch it myself. It's not an account as an official trade because we didn't catch it. It's just one that we followed so that you guys can see the strategy there. So the breakout did hit full TP, guys. So for whoever caught it, nice work. Some people like, for me, I'm very conservative with the trades that I take. Some people just take every single trade, right? So if you take every single trade, you probably got into this one and it did hit full TP. It did exactly what I mentioned. So if you guys rewind the replay and see what was identified earlier, I mentioned I wasn't going to enter the trade because price was going to pull back. This candle was too big. So I identified that price was going to pull back and then it was going to swing right back up. So if you go back and watch the replay in the beginning of the session, it played out exactly how we anticipated. It's the same pattern that repeats itself almost every time. However, it's not one that I would want to take because I find it too risky. So I didn't take this, so obviously it's not an account, but you guys see that the strategy still worked, perfectly fine. Other than that, let's see. So the daily over here, this wouldn't count, guys, because it's on the candle. You'd have to wait for it to be after. So this wouldn't count. The next signal would be a sell. So it might be coming down. That might be the daily, but I probably wouldn't take it for a sell if the fundamentals are still pretty bullish, which they are. They're up like about 357 points right now. So I'm not really looking to take any sells, but I'm looking for price to stabilize a bit and then shoot right back up. Let me see the other questions here. Nice. So Paul did take the woman high low. So there was a high low entry that was right here. This high right here got broken by this one using this one strategy right here. So it would have fit the strategy here, but I wouldn't have taken it because I'm looking for it to fit all three strategies right here. So if you guys remember what I mentioned from the beginning, I'm looking for all of these three to line up. All of these strategies work perfectly fine on its own. However, I'm looking for the very quality trades because I'm not looking to lose any trades this week. So I'm just looking for this to line up with all three strategies rather than just one. So Paul did take it and he got profit off that right there, which was great. He did follow the strategy because if I just replay to this candle right here, you can see that there was a high here. This candle broke and closed up above it. You're trading the direction of momentum because we have a buy signal here. And it hasn't been touched before. So if you were to take this trade here, like Paul and a couple others, this would have hit your TP right there for 100 pips, right there, straight to TP. Not one that I would take. I would still find it to be a bit risky, but if you guys are taking risky trades, great. Otherwise, price came all the way back down, came hit TP, and then now it's all the way back down. I'll keep driving these different high lows. I'm looking for price to go into consolidation because I want it to break outside of it, which it will eventually. And it's just being patient, waiting for those perfect entries. Because you guys got to remember, it is Christmas week. There's a lot of Omicron news coming out. There's just a lot of stuff going on in the background, causing price to kind of move a little bit erratic like this. I do anticipate price to be bullish towards the end of the year. If you guys sat in on the session yesterday, I showed you guys the data from last year and the year before that. It's the same pattern. Market generally closes bullish at the end of every year. And I don't expect this year to be any different. So we'll see how that plays out. Otherwise, we'll keep applying our strategies we apply daily and look for only the perfect entries. If I see a variation right here, I'll take it. So I'm looking for a double wick rejection off this. If it's a double wick rejection off this specific price point, then I'll take it as a variation. Otherwise, I'll be waiting for other entries to line up here with these three strategies here. Razo's asking, shot on my right, there was also a high-low entry running within the breakout. So there was a high-low entry that I showed you guys above here. Raz, I don't see any other ones. I think that was the only one, the one that was right here. So the one that I just went over right now, that was the only one that I saw. So nothing right here. It looks like this was invalidated, so this is no longer usable. This is not going to be a variation. You can see price coming down around this area. Price might bounce off this Asia high right here. So price might just bounce right off right there. Oh yeah, you're right, Raz. That was a good one. Well, it wasn't one that I took, but it was one that Paul took as well. Yeah, price might bounce off this Asia high. Yeah, exactly, Paul. Paul said Asia high, New York Stock Exchange open are in the same area. It's these two lines right here. This blue line is the New York Stock Exchange open, and then this purple line is the Asia session high right there. So price might bounce right off it. If I get a variation off this, I'll probably take it as well. So it would have to bounce right off that point though. Yeah. Let's see what happens right here. Other than that, I don't see anything else here. There's a pending 3-minute, I believe, pending 10-minute as well. All right, so price broke right through it. There's not going to be a variation entry there. Price is now testing the New York open. So we'll see how this candle right here closes. It's fine if it closes below. It's just going to create a new low or a wider range for today's session. All right, so it closed right below. This session has dropped lower. All right, so that now that price is broken below the opening price, generally this will happen. So if you guys remember, it's the same analysis that we do almost every day. Basically, this is the opening price right here. One of two things generally happens with the market. When price pushes far away from opening price, it comes back to opening price, which is this blue line here. And what generally happens is price will either bounce off it or it'll break below and continue dropping further. So what it looks like here is that price is breaking below and dropping further. So it looks like bias is beginning to change. However, you guys have to be patient and wait for it to confirm, because what can happen at this point is this can still be a fake out. Generally, that pattern repeats itself, but it can be a fake out here where price just ends up coming right back up. So what you would be looking for at this point is you'd be looking for price to come below, possibly come back up and retest, and then come back down further. That's going to confirm that price is going to stay below this area. If it doesn't do that and it shoots right back up, it's just going to be a fake out and price is probably going to come right back up. It's the same thing that we look at every day. So if you guys watch every live session that I do, I go over these same patterns that repeat itself every single day. It's like one or two things, right? Whenever something happens in the market, you can analyze it in two different ways. And usually one or the other plays out, unless there's something else going on in the market like NFP or something causing price to spike around a bit. Today, there's no news, so I don't expect price to really spike around for no reason. It's just going to be the typical patterns that come up and just bounce around. Looking over at retail sentiment, it's 55% long, which is not very much. Looking over at the futures data, it's currently up 360 points. Looking at the fundamentals for today, it's currently up about 300 points. Looking at the stock index right here, it's mostly green for the most part. So everything here is pretty much pointing towards a bullish push, but you can see down here that there's some red stocks that are starting to develop. They're not very much and they're not very strong, but you can see that they're starting to shift. These have shifted. These are probably going to shift pretty soon because they're less than 1 point. Green. The only thing that's really holding up US 30 right now is Nike. Nike's up 9 points and Boeing's up 5 points. Goldman Sachs is up 4 points. So pretty much these stocks right here are the main ones that are holding it up. If these are to turn red or to get weaker, then the bias may be changing to a sell. It's just going to be a matter of time until it confirms. So you can see right here, price is coming back up. We'll see if price ends up confirming that it stays above this point or if it comes back down. So let's see. Professor said 10-minute snipe. Let me go look at that real quick. Yeah, this would technically be a snipe entry right here. If it closes, it's got about 48 seconds left. If it closes, technically be a snipe entry. Right over here. I don't think this is one that I would take yet, guys, because I want to confirm the direction of price. If you guys want to take it, take it at your own risk, use proper risk management, like use a proper lot size. Um, because you can see right here that this previous candle is the opening candle, right? This green one. And this next one right here just came right back down. So when something like this happens, where it's like a side-by-side candle like that, it might be a hint that a reversal is coming, because you can kind of see right here, side-by-side candle. It's kind of like a engulfing candle, pretty much engulfing this entire candle right here. I don't like engulfing patterns. And right here, it looks like it's not gonna sit. Yeah. So no snipe right there, guys. In order for there to be a snipe, there would need to be a rejection off the pivot and structure. Right here, there's no rejection. So no snipe off there, guys. And it kind of played out exactly how I was anticipating, right? I anticipated that there was an engulfing candle right here. So this might be setting up for a reversal. And that's pretty much what kind of confirmed right there. If price is going to come down. I still wouldn't take any sells yet, though. So we'll be looking for price to swing back up. However, I'm not looking to take any sells just yet until the fundamentals here have shifted. They're still up 240 points, guys. So like, it's not necessarily going to have a complete reversal. It might just come back down and then swing right back up at some point. So no entry right here off the snipe. And as you can see, price kind of faked out both ways. Price came down, came up, and then came right back down. It's just gonna be a matter of patience, guys. You guys definitely don't want to be trading a market like this, because you might get caught on the wrong side of the market at any random moment, right? Like when you least expect it, price will just swing on you. All right, so looking at the 3-minute over here, this would be an entry for the 3-minute. However, like I mentioned earlier, guys, I'm not looking to take any sells just yet. I can mark it up for you guys, but I'm not going to be taking it. I'm still waiting for it to confirm, because it hasn't really confirmed that it's going to come below. This would technically be a 3-minute entry for the daily. I'll mark it up for you guys here. If you guys want to take it, take it at your own risk. Understand that this is a risky trade. It's not one that I'm going to take, so it's not one that that I would really recommend you guys take either. And the main reason for this is the fact that the fundamentals are still bullish. I was mentioning earlier that if you start to see these start to shift, because you can see they're starting to shift, right? There's only a few red stocks here. But if a lot of these start to shift, then my bias will change. But right now, it's still very bullish. Yeah, I agree, Maddie. I do think it's a fake out as well. I mean, we'll see. Like, I'll have an alert set there, so if it does hit CP, we'll know. But I'm not ready to take any sells yet. All right, so price is starting to make its way right back up. See, Peter said, if the daily closes, would you take it for a sell? I wouldn't take it yet, Peter. So the same thing applies for like pretty much all of the other time. What I'm looking for here is I'm looking for this to start shifting. It's still at 200 points, like well over 200 points in the green. So in order for me to take this, I need this to get under 100 points. If it gets under 100 points, then I can start to shift my bias, because if it's under 100 points, you can start to see that price starts to shift to the downside. What we're looking for is price to stabilize. You can see right here that it's kind of just going back and forth, right? So price initially opened very bullish, then it came right back down. What I'm looking for is for price to finish its move. And then I'm looking for let me show you real quick. I'm looking for price to stabilize like this right here. So I'm looking for price to stabilize so that when price breaks above it, I can take it for a buy, because we need price to stabilize right now. It still hasn't stabilized. It's just going back and forth. We need price to stabilize. Like, for example, right here, price is just going back and forth within this area. I'm looking for it to stabilize within an area somewhere around here. where it just keeps bouncing within the range or the consolidation phase. Because when it starts to bounce around this area, um, it'll have to break out right to the upside or to the downside. So I'm pretty much just waiting for it to confirm, because the thing is, you don't want to get caught when the market is just bouncing back and forth like this. If you just go back and look at previous little phases over here, price moves in phases, right? So for example, right here, we have the consolidation phase right here. When it finally breaks outside of it, you can catch it to the downside, right? Same situation over here. Because it's the same pattern, it just repeats itself. Again, right here, consolidation phase, then it breaks out to the upside. And it makes no difference. I mean, it's the same thing here. This will have to stabilize at some point. It just hasn't done that yet. So I'm not looking to take any sells yet. You can see right here, there's a lot of fake outs that are coming up off that candle right there. So you guys were looking for that 10-minute entry. It looked like it was going to provide one, and then it just shot right back up. With it over here. I don't see anything over here right now. So, and this is exactly why I wouldn't have taken the trade, right? So it played out exactly how we anticipated. I'm not looking to take any sells just yet, guys. It shot right back up and it'll probably come right back down. So you guys just got to be really patient with these entries here. I'm sitting out the market right now because I know that a lot of these fake outs are going to be playing out. And this is why I'm just waiting for the confirmation before I hop into anything. Jay said there was a 3-minute variation. I don't see any variation over here, Jay. We don't apply the variation on the 3-minute, but even if there was, I don't see any variations over here at all, because you would need a double wick rejection off the same price point. This one didn't reject off this point, and nothing rejected off this point either. So I don't see any variation off of any of these right here. But the variation is meant for the 1-minute. We don't apply it on the 3-minute. So you guys gotta make sure that you guys are understanding the strategies properly. In order for there to be a variation, it needs to be a rejection off the same price point. So I can see right here why Jay might think that this was a variation, but this one right here is it's not exactly on it. So the low is right there, and this candle right here wasn't rejecting off the same price point. Let's see. Yeah, it's Longy said I've been testing it. The variation isn't as accurate on the higher time frames. I agree, and that's why we only use it on the 1-minute. That's the only time frame I personally tested it on, and it's the only one that I recommend you guys use it on if you guys want to use it. But it doesn't hurt to test it, just like what Longy did, right? If you guys want to test it, feel free. But I wouldn't necessarily use your live account on it until you've confirmed that it's that's pretty accurate and consistent. So this is a clean chart, guys. I'm just marking stuff up here so that we can follow along, but I'll turn that off. And as you can see right here, so just looking at this chart, this gives it an even clearer view, right? You guys can see that it's starting to go into a closer and closer range, which is perfect, because you can see right here, price came down. It's now consolidating within this area right here. So pretty much what we're waiting for at this point is for price to break outside of it, because it's now consolidating within this area. There's a big range right here, a medium range right here, and a smaller consolidation range within this area right here. So looks pretty good. So what might happen here is I can probably see, it's still kind of early, it's only 7 o'clock. Once we get closer to 8, we'll probably see price going into some deeper consolidation. So what I'm looking for at this point is for price to break out of this area. Looks like price rejected off this high right here. All right, so price rejected off this high right here. This high is no longer valid, broke right through it. Man, that sucks. That would have been a good entry right there too. If this candle right here didn't touch this candle, this would have been a good entry for a buy. Or let me scroll in a little more. Did it touch it? it's like really, it's so close that it's hard to tell if it actually touched it. Um, like it did. Yeah, unfortunately. So it did touch it right there. If it didn't touch it, this would have been a good entry if this closed with the buy signal, because this would have confirmed that it would have broken above it and closed for an entry off three strategies right here. However, it didn't. So we're going to have to invalidate that high and wait for a new high to be broken. Oh yeah, Fahad is a fourth candle. So let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4. This would have been the fifth one right here. But yeah, you're right, Fahad. It needs to be 5 candles until it establishes it. So yeah, good call right there, Fahad. That wouldn't mean it wouldn't even have been an entry. So it just broke it. It's okay. I'm hoping that this doesn't close with a buy signal, because if it doesn't close with the buy signal, if it closes on the next one right here, then this would be the entry that we're looking for. It would line up with all three strategies right here. So I'm just hoping that this doesn't close with the buy signal. That's going to be the main focus right now. Just hoping it drops a little bit, doesn't get that high. And about 10 seconds left on this. Okay, perfect. That's exactly what we're looking for here. Ah, great. So no entry right there, guys. What I wanted to have here was that this closed below here with no buy signal. And then when this closed above it off this candle, that would have been an entry for all three strategies. Or technically no, because the trend meter is not green right now. So even if it did close above there, it wouldn't have an entry on it. If it closes above this point, this would still fall as an entry using the high-low scalp. But like I was mentioning before, guys, I'm not looking to enter anything off just one strategy. I'm making sure that everything lines up off three strategies so that I could have a full confirmation that this trade is most likely going to hit. Because if you guys have been following me for the past couple of months, every time I have an entry that lines up with all three, it's almost a guaranteed win. I don't think we've lost one trade applying this strategy for the past couple of months now. So, you know, it's about the quality of trades, guys, especially during a time like this. It's Christmas week. It's a big holiday week. We also have a lot of COVID news going on. You don't want to take anything that's too risky because it can easily fake you out. So, for example, right there, that's no longer the high. The high has been invalidated right there. So I'm going to move this to that point right there. Going to the 3-minute over here. All right, so Charlie mentioned that there's a pending buy here off the 3-minute. This would be an entry for the pivot scalp if it closes. I'm kind of tempted to take it, but I gotta be a little careful with these trades here because it's still the market is still kind of just, I don't know, it's going back and forth. It's not really confirming a direction or anything like that, so it makes it a bit risky. We'll see if it closes. Maybe I'll take like a smaller lot size or something like that. No, it didn't even close. So no entry off that, guys, unfortunately. So yeah, nothing off that, Charlie. As you guys can see, the market is kind of playing today. You guys can tell because it'll get close to closing with an entry and then it just disappears. Same with the 1 minute over here. It gets close to our entry point that we're looking for and then it just disappears, right? It happens from time to time where the market does this. It's just very choppy. It doesn't really have a clear direction, even though the fundamentals are straight bullish. You know, it still isn't pushing up like as strong as it should, right? You'd expect it to, with the market this bullish, it's like 300 points in the year. You'd expect it to just keep pushing up, right? You expect it to push up, pull back a little bit, then continuing to push up higher. However, it's not doing that. It's pushing up, it's coming back down, it's faking people out in both directions. It's just, you know, when the market moves like this, you guys got to understand that it's probably not a good time to trade. You know, a lot of people like to force trades and they think that they can trade in any market, which is possible, but you know, your risk of losing becomes higher and higher if you guys trade during conditions like this, because you'd expect price to be very bullish. However, right now it's not really being one-sided. It's kind of just going back and forth. Looking at this right here, there's not really much entries. So if you guys are looking for entries, I recommend that you guys be very careful and only take, the ones that you're absolutely confident about. Because if you just take entries that, you kind of just hop into them, and you guys kind of know what I'm talking about, right? If you just hop into stuff because you feel price is going to go one way, odds are it's probably not going to go that way because it's probably a fake out. And there's a lot of traps being set up today, like just like Maddie mentioned earlier, a lot of people call Tuesday Trap Tuesday because there's a lot of traps that get set up on today. I don't know why that happens. That's just something we've noticed in the market every week. So today you guys might want to be a bit careful if you guys are looking to enter anything, unless you find something that's really good. Rick said he was up 2,500, or he was down 2,500, now up 2,500. Wait, he was up 2,500, down 2,500, now up 950. This is not fun. Yeah, it's a back and forth game right here, right? This is why, like, for me personally, I'm looking for stability in the market, which hasn't really confirmed yet, right? Price is just going back and forth. We don't even have a clear direction. Looking at the clean chart over here, you'd expect there to be some sort of direction at the very least, but today, not really much at all. But you can see that the range is getting tighter right here. Once we have a stable range, I think that'll make all the difference. I think that's the key thing here, that we wait for price to stabilize, right? Obviously, it's not stabilized yet, but if we wait for price to stabilize, it'll make a big difference in identifying which direction to be trading in and what entries to look for here. Yeah, Maddie said he's going to be looking for buy variations. I'm doing the same thing. I think the market's going to be overall bullish from now until the end of the year. So I think for the most part, I'll be looking for price to swing to the upside, looking for variations and looking for entries also, with confluences of the strategy lining up on 3 different time frames. Let's see. Let's see. Heriberto said maybe double top forming on the 15th. Let me check. Possibly. I wouldn't necessarily. So in order for me to identify it as a double top, Heriberto, I need it to be like a swing. Like, for example, like this right here, right? See how price swings down and it's a double bottom off a low. This right here, I don't think this would be considered a double top because it's just like it's in the consolidation phase, right? Price is going sideways. Whenever I identify the double tops or double bottoms, they would need to be at a swing point like this right here. Like price swings down to double bottom and then it swings right back up. I mean, there's different ways to analyze it, but the way that I look at it I only look at the double tops when it's like swinging from a high or from a low, because it usually gives you that confirmation. Like again, right here, right? Price swings below. This is a swing low. This is double bottom, and then it swings back up. Again, right here, this is close to a double top, but not necessarily a clean one. But yeah, no, if that's how you analyze it, Heriberto, that could be just as well a double top for you right there. I just don't like it when it's consolidating because you'll get a lot of those double bottoms, double tops, and it doesn't necessarily push in that direction, right? It just continues to go sideways, and it'll just keep establishing double tops as it continues to push along. But no, if that plays out, that could be good. So guys, for this 10-minute here, this was an invalid sell. So the next signal could be the actual entry, which should be a valid buy. So the daily might still be a buy. It still hasn't closed out yet, but if it does close out, it can provide for a possible buy. Yeah, right here off the 3-minute. So the 3-minute closes, maybe I'll take it for a smaller lot size. If you guys want to take it with me, I'll let you guys know. Looks like a lot of entries are starting to set up now. All right, possible high low over here off the 1-minute. Yeah, as I said, 1 minute high low might be coming. Yeah, I would have wanted the buy signal. So what I'm looking for here is I'm looking for probably a sell signal to close below this area, and then a buy signal to close above it so that we can have that high low entry for a buy. Um, looks like price is now going to a deep range. You can see it from right here. The range is getting tighter. You can see that price broke above it off this candle right here. This could technically be a high-low entry, but like I was mentioning before, guys, it's kind of risky because it doesn't line up with all three strategies. It's just going to be one for this one right here specifically. He's asking if that was a buy variation. I don't see any buy variation over here. So you need a double wick rejection off the low. This isn't a low right here, B, so this wouldn't be a buy variation. It would need to be off the off one of the high lows. Oh yeah, I can see that, Maddie. Off this one over here. All right, so this would technically be a high low. No. So guys, you can see the market is kind of playing right now. This high low right here didn't even close above it. It was like right at that point, but it didn't close above it. So if it did close above it right here, this would be a high low entry, but it didn't. You can see if you zoom in a little bit. It was like right at the line, like at the last second, it closed below it. And I hate when the markets like this because just from today, we've seen probably about like um like 3 or 4 entries that came up that were really close to being an actual entry, but then they didn't actually close. Um, so yeah, and also I'm not looking to take any sells, guys. So even if we get some sell variations, I'm not looking to take any of them. I'm looking to take pretty much just buys for the most part. It looks like it would have hit though, right, Maddie? Or maybe not too. Let's see. It would have been close. What you can do, if you guys want to take variations in the opposite direction, I would take it for a half TP. I wouldn't necessarily look for it to go for the full 100 pips, especially if you're going against the bias. The bias right now is still bullish. There just isn't any entries that are available. I mean, it's so unfortunate because like right here, if this closed above it, this could have been a perfect buy for a high low. I probably would have even taken myself. Um, this right here off the 3 minute possible entry if it closes. But I mean, the high just keeps getting pushed higher and higher. I know, Maddie. Maddie said the 3 minutes been pending for like 10 minutes. I know I was like, if it closed on the last one, I would have taken it, but it just keeps pending. And the problem with this is that it's like, I don't want to enter it and then it's going to pull right back as soon as we enter it, right? So I don't even know if I would take it here. I would have taken it down here because I could have caught that push to the upside, but over here, it just looks like it's kind of overextended at this point, or it might just pull back a bit. What I might do for this is I might watch it. I won't enter it right away. I'll let it maybe pull back a bit, then I'll put a buy stop and just catch it as it swings up. But I'm not looking to just take it right away. Right here on the 1 minute. Yeah, Rick said these push-ups feel like they're messing with us before they dump it. Yeah, and that's why I don't want to hop into any trades just yet. I'm looking for it to confirm before actually taking any of these trades because it's just super risky. So we got a pending here off the 10 minute. The pending off the 3 minute didn't close again. So now it's another pending 3 minute, or actually the same candle, I think. Yeah, same one. So this one right here would be a entry for that 3 minute if it closes. Yeah, I'm gonna watch it too, guys. So I'm not gonna enter this 3 minute. I mean, if it closes, it's technically gonna be an entry. If it closes with the buy signal, I'll watch it and I'll see if I want to enter it late. If you guys want to enter it, take it at your own risk, guys. But I personally think it's going to be a bit risky to take. So I'm going to wait for it to maybe pull back a bit, and I'll put a buy stop here and just catch it as it swings up. But I'm not going to enter it right away. Bid in. All right, we got about 10 seconds left on this candle right here. The reason I want to take it because you can see how overextended it is on the 1 minute. It's pushing up so high, it's probably have to pull back a little bit. All right, so there's the entry right there. Like I mentioned, I'm not entering it just yet. I'm going to see if it pulls back a bit, and I'll probably enter it later. Or it might be too late. It might be a TP already before it even gets there. We'll try to catch the last of the move. Let's see. Here, this is what I'm gonna do, guys. I'm probably gonna put a buy stop here, and I'll try to catch the last of the move. Where's the 10 pips at? Oh, I think I'm already in the position. Yeah, so I'm in the position right now. I just try to catch the last of the move here. Well, we'll see where it goes from here. Let's see. And this is stuff that like you guys shouldn't be entering, just only if you guys feel comfortable with it. It's just the market is just too choppy right now. Oh, it pulled me out already. That's so weird. That's so annoying. So I don't know what happened here. Okay, full TP. I don't know what happened. My MC4 for whatever reason pulled me out really early. I only made 190 off the trade. I was supposed to make 1,000 off that. That's so weird. Man, let me check my other accounts. I don't know if it was just on my FTMO where that happened, but it only pulled. No, the profits are different on my other accounts, Betty. It's weird. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, whatever, guys. So I made a little profit off that. I was what I did was I was waiting for price to get to like the 10 pip mark right here, or the 100 pip mark, basically right here. So when price was bouncing around this area, I put a buy stop right there so I can just catch the last of the move right there. And then I lock in. This is something that you guys shouldn't be doing. I technically FOMO'd into this trade because like I was mentioning before, I was waiting for it to pull back a little bit and let it shoot up. And then I saw it shoot up so nicely where I was like, okay, this is probably going to hit TP. So what I did was when price came to this point, I put a buy stop here. And then when it pushed up, I caught the rest of the move. However, it didn't really give me the full profit. It only gave me a little bit, which I mean, it's whatever. I mean, it's probably, I'd rather have some profit than like no profit at all, or a loss. A loss would be even worse. But I didn't really make much. So I'll show you guys what I made right here. And just keep in mind, this trade's not going to count towards the results or anything like that. The only trades that we're counting towards results and stuff are the stuff that we take officially. So just keep that in mind. These are just, speculative trades that we've been taking. Technically, this would have been an entry that I would have taken because I did say I was going to take it. However, it's not one that we're going to count because we didn't necessarily take it all together. Whoever caught it, caught it. Whoever caught the little bit of the end of it, caught it as well. But it's not one that we're going to count as one of our trades. So anyways, let me just post this up here just to show you guys like what I did off that. I'm still kind of bummed out that I got kicked out so early of the trade. It might be because of the spread. I don't know if the spread's wide right now, but I should have made about 1,000 off that trade. I only made, so here's my personal account. I made like $3. That should have been like $30. This over here, I made 240 off my MFF. That should have been 1,000. This is my copier right here. I made 290. It should have been 1,000. And then this is my main account right here. I only need 190 off this. So, I mean, it's okay. It's okay. It is what it is. I locked in some profit, but quick, to US 30 scalp. All right, we're gonna be looking for actual quality entries. I wouldn't consider that a quality entry because I did find it to be a bit risky, but a lot of people right here did catch some of these off this. Let's see what I got over here real quick. Um, but yeah, other than that, we'll be looking for some more entries over here. We have another high here. Let's see, mark this up right there. All right, so this 3 minute here, I'm not going to count this trade as as a win because I did tell you guys it was going to be risky, so we're not counting that trade at all. I mean, man, this market is so trash. It's like the market is moving so weird that it's making me second think my trades. Like I was already looking to take this trade earlier. I mentioned that if it was down here, I would have taken it. Just because it was up here, I didn't take it, but it would have been a full TP. Plus my profit is just, I don't know. But I mean, it is whatever. Um, well, we'll start looking for some, some actual quality entries here. But anyways, looking over here, nice work, Jay. A couple of you guys did post your profit. So Jay over here locked in a total of 1,002 today. Nice work, Jay. He's done for the day. Looking over here, Jeff as well. Jeff locked in a total of 1,154. Great work, Jeff. Junior. That was the one that you mentioned earlier with the 15-minute. Maddie over here as well, locked in a total of 714 for the day. And his other account, 863. Nice work, Maddie. Patricia here too. Patricia took a small loss here, but she locked in a total of 2,628 for the day. Nice work, Patricia. Catch one more before calling it a day. Other than that, yeah, Maria said I need to exercise patience. If I let them work, profit would be bigger. Yeah, Maria here. So Maria locked in a total of for the day about 400 for the day. And I can see, if Maria held on to her trades longer, because for example, here she closed these a little early. These she let hit TP and she got way more profit than she did earlier right here. So definitely great work right there, Maria. But yeah, it's all going to be it's all going to be a game of patience, really waiting for your trades to actually play out fully. But I mean, it's okay. You still make profit off it. You're still earning off it too. So it's just gonna be a matter of time until you master that. So great work, Maria. Great work, everybody here. Yeah, I'll see if we can find any other entries here. I don't think we have anything available anytime soon, but man, nothing off the 1 minute, nothing off the 3 minute. That one already closed out. This would actually be a daily entry. I'm not going to take the daily entry on its own though. I'm going to look for another entry off the shorter time frames, and I'll probably hop into it. The reason why I'm not looking to take the daily right now is because of what we just discussed earlier, right? The market isn't really moving stable at all. It's just moving back and forth, right? For the most part. So what I'm looking for is possibly an entry off the 3 minute or even 1 minute to catch it as it swings up further. So this would technically be the daily right here, guys. If you guys want to take it, you guys can take it at your own risk, but always remember to move your stop loss in profit. I'm not going to take this trade, so I do think that this is going to be too risky. What I'm going to do is I'll look for a trade on the 3 minute or 1 minute, and then when price pushes higher, I'll just move my stop loss in profit instead of just pulling out. But I don't really recommend you guys enter it because just looking at the 1 minute chart right here, you guys can see it's pretty clear that price isn't really moving directional at all, right? Price opened right here, it pushed up, came back down, pushed back up, and then now it's coming back down. So I wouldn't recommend taking the daily today. It's just, or if you want to take it, I wouldn't recommend taking it just yet because it looks like you might be pulling down a bit before it swings back up, right? What might happen is price might push down slightly and then it'll go right back up eventually. So yeah, I would probably just hold off on that for now. Because the thing is, you don't want to get in too early. Or what you can do as well is you can just wait for it to pull back a bit and then just have a buy stop there. So when it pushes back up, it'll let you in. But for me personally, I'm looking for a high variation or high low. So right here, for example, if we have a variation right here, I would take this for a buy. Uh, I don't know if it'll close there, but if it does close, then I'll probably take it. We have the low right there. Basically looking for a double wick rejection off this price point right here. Let's see. No, price broke, price passed it, so there's no variation off that. It would have been nice though, just like Patty said, it would have been nice, yeah. Maybe a variation right here. No, price broke below it again, so no variation right there again. Man, I really feel like the market is just playing today. So as you can see, there's no direction in price. This is a clean chart right here. We just have the opening. So this is opening time right here, and you can see price just bouncing back and forth. It's not really directional at all. Yeah, exactly what like Rick said over there. And it sucks because like the past 2 days were actually pretty nice. Like yesterday was pretty cool. It was moving smoothly. This right here today is just, man. Yeah, Maddie said if there's 1 year of the sessions, that'd be good. Yeah. So like for example, right here, if this is a I mean there can be another variation at this point right here or not. Never mind, it just shot right back up. So as you can see, price is just it's breaking through these points like really easily. It's not necessarily having any area where it should stop. I mean, looking at the fundamentals over here, it's still pretty bullish. Currently up 300 points. Looking at the stock index right here, pretty bullish as well. Prices broke below this low. This would technically be a high-low scalp, this strategy right here, but it's not one that I would take. Obviously, I'm not looking to take any sells just yet. And it might not even close below it. So this would technically be a high-low entry. Right there. It's not one that I would take, not one that I would recommend you guys take either. I'm just showing you guys that this is a high-low entry. I'm not looking to take any sells at this moment. Rick said, yeah, so possible, possible, and then it just pretty much went off on there. Yeah, so no variation off that, guys. So as you can see, the high-low entry here would have hit. So you guys saw that, right? This candle right here closed below. This is a high-low scalp. It's still a hit. It's just not one that I would take because it doesn't fit my confluences. I want to trade in the direction of bias. But yeah, full TP off that for whoever, caught it. I didn't take it because I'm not looking to take any trades against the fundamentals right now. But you can see that it still works pretty well. Yeah, Brock said this actually shows how good the strategies are. I can see how many trades we avoided and they would have went the other way. Yeah, no, definitely, Brock. And it's just about because the thing is these strategies work fine on their own. But if you want to be like, high level trader and very consistent, you want to look for the ones that are really good, right? Like, because the thing is, you can take every single trade here and you can probably make a lot of profit one day, but you can do the same thing and probably lose a lot of profit another day. For me personally, I'm looking for consistency. So I'm looking for maybe 1 to 3 trades a day, but I want them all to be winners. I don't want any losing trades. And that's how it's been for the past couple months, right? Ever since I started doing that, I just keep winning pretty much every day. But you can see that there's a lot of entries here that are available. It just depends on your risk your risk tolerance. If you're able to take high risk, then so be it. If not, then do what I'm doing and be very conservative with your trades. Yeah, no, definitely, Steven. Steven said if there's no entries, we can always trade tomorrow. I agree. No, definitely. And I'm not forcing any trades here. I did accidentally force a trade here on the 3-minute, and I do apologize for that because I always tell you guys not to FOMO into trades, and I FOMOed in myself. But you guys can see that, that FOMO still comes in. Doesn't matter how long you've been trading. Doesn't matter, how disciplined you are. You'll still get FOMO from time to time. Let me scroll up a little bit. Rick said, okay, 3K done for the day. It may stop. Lost all my profits from yesterday because Kyle jinxed me. Is Kyle in here? No, he's not even in here. I don't think he comes on our live sessions as much. Yeah, no, I could see that. All right, so let me just scroll up real quick. I just want to make sure I'm not missing anything. If you guys asked a question in the chat earlier and I missed it, just drop the question again and I'll answer it for you. Steven, I did see your question earlier about MFF. So with MFF, they use micro lots compared to the mini lots that FTMO uses, Steven. So if you're using a 2.5 on FTMO, you'd have to use a 25 lot on MFF because they use micro lots for US 30, and that's US 30 only. Steven's asking, how long does it usually take members for K2 to pass MFF challenge? I mean, it just depends on the person, Steven. You know, there's people who pass it in one day, there's people who pass it in 2 days, there's people who pass it in the entire challenge. So what I would need to remind you, Steven, is to don't compare yourself to other people, right? Because that's a problem with a lot of people here. They see a lot of people pass their FTMOs or MFFs in a day, and they try to do the same thing, which they're not capable of. So you definitely would have to, don't compare yourself to anyone else because obviously other people will have better days than you. The main goal is to pass, right? You just want to pass. You don't need to pass within a day. You don't need to pass within 2 days. You don't need to pass within a week. You can take the full 30 days if you need to. Your main goal though is to pass. So, short answer to your question is there's no usual timeline for people to pass in K2. It just depends on the person. But you should definitely take your time, Stephen, especially because, everyone here kind of knows you've been in K2 for a while, and it's just, it has to do with a lot of your ability to stay patient with your trades. If you stay patient, you'd be able to pass your challenges like easily, but you want to pass it like within a day or so, which is it's not the route I ever recommend you guys take. But yeah, anyways, going back to this right here, let me just adjust this real quick. There's not really much for us to work off right now. This price is kind of just going back and forth. Back here at the clean chart, you can see that price is now swinging back up. You can see the pattern well, it's not even a pattern, it's just a big range, right? Price range from up here to down here, and it's just been bouncing around this area this entire time. No clear direction, no specific entries available either. It's kind of just going back and forth as we speak. And you can see right here, this is exactly why I mentioned not to take the daily entry, because it just isn't it isn't a good one. So as you can see right here, Maddie said big ass consolidation. It's just huge range right here, right? Back and forth. Usually there's a direction. So if you guys remembered yesterday's session, there's always a direction that's supposed to, like when the market is moving normally, there's almost always going to be direction. So like, for example, yesterday, right? Yesterday from 6:30, which is right here, to 8, you guys can see that there is direction right there, right? Clear downtrend right there. Comparing that to today, right now, there is no direction at all. Price is just going back and forth. So it's not really a good time for you guys to really be forcing any trades or to be taking anything that's too risky, because it's just not worth the risk, right? You guys don't want to take one trade and then lose it when you can just not take a trade and wait for a good one. So it's just a big consolidation right there. It's not really worth taking the risk, in my opinion. We want price to be going directionally, either up or either down. The weird thing about this is that the fundamentals are still pretty strong for a bullish push. However, it's not really pushing that high. Going back to the 1 minute over here, there's nothing that's available there. Nothing off here either. Nothing off the 3-minute. It's 6:34 right now. I was 7:34. Sorry. So if you guys have any questions, feel free to drop your questions in the chat, and then I can take a look. But there really isn't much for us to take right now. All the all the entries here that are coming up aren't really closing out right here. So Jalan said to take a look at the 4-hour. Range is getting tighter. Let's see what we got over here. Let me check over here real quick. So I don't really see anything here on the 4-hour. I'm not sure if you saw something different, Jalan, but it just looks like it's consolidating within the pivots right here. So right here on the 4-hour, I don't really see anything over here at all. I'll go back to the 60-minute right here. Yeah, on the hard time frame, it's not really doing much either. It's just it's just going sideways. Other than that, let's see. Yeah, so nothing over here. Let's see if I missed anything. Man, this market's not really doing much. All right, so we got the low here that's kind of pending. And moving to the low right there too. All right, so yeah, looking at current price right now, just like Maddie said, it's starting to the consolidation is getting tighter right here. See anything else over here? Let me see. Yeah, there really isn't much going on right here on the 1-minute. It's getting tighter, but it's not really doing anything at this moment. Nothing here on the 3-minute, nothing on the 10-minute. Yeah, there really isn't much for us to take right here, but we'll watch this and we'll see where this goes from here. If we don't see anything come up anytime soon, then we'll probably just wrap up this session. It's just not a good market to be trading in. Right there, broke out of that, so now it's a newer low from this point. I was hoping we were gonna get a variation off this, Maddie, or something like that, but price is still dropping. So let's see, it's dropping right back down right here. Yeah, Kel just sent me a markup. He said that he's looking for possible bounce off this order block down here that he drew up, 15-minute order block that he saw, which could be the case. I mean, it can come down slightly and then bounce right off it. But we'll see what happens. Vapid over here just sent his profits. Nice work, Vapid. So Vapid locked in a total of 91 for the day. Great work. All wins and no losses right there. That's key. It's all about the consistency. So great work, Vapid, off those 2 trades right there that you said, or 4 trades actually. Other than that, let me see if I got anything else over here. Yeah, let me check this real quick. So price came down here. It tested these lows. It invalidated the low, and the new low is now down here. I was hoping this would be a variation, but it wasn't. There just isn't much for us to take out of this right here. Let me see if I can move this lower. All right, let me check this real quick. Solarm just sent their profits too. So Solarm said so many traps to avoid today. See you tomorrow. So Solarm is done for trading for the day. So I'm locking a total of 972. So nice work, Solarm, right there. All wins, no losses for the day. Yeah, so a lot of you guys are doing pretty all right for the most part. Let me see this real quick. Just copy this over. All right, cool. All right, so back to the charts. I don't really see anything going on here, guys. So it's 7:40 right now. If you guys have questions, feel free to drop your questions in the chat. Otherwise, I think this trading day is just not worth the risk. If you don't see anything come up shortly, then I'm just gonna wrap it up. Because the thing is, I don't want to give you guys any risky trades to take, and then about playing well. Just keep in mind we still have the rest of the week to go, so we're not gonna force anything today. But if we see something good within the next couple of minutes, then we'll take it. Otherwise, my rule is not to trade after 8. I usually take a break from like 8 to 10. And then from 10 to 12, might take like maybe one last trade if I do see something good. But for the most part, you can see here that price just keeps invalidating these highs and these lows. And it's just not really worth the risk to wait and then take these trades. Because what will happen eventually is you guys will start to get antsy, right? You'll start want to take trades when they don't even apply, because you're going to start looking for things that aren't even in the market. For example, right here, this is probably going to be a high-low scalp, but it's not one that I'm probably not going to take the trade. So I'll mark it up for you guys here. The problem with this here is that it's getting close to this Asia high, and what might happen is price can bounce right off it. And it didn't even close above it. So this candle didn't close above it, so it's not an entry for the high-low. This would now be another high here that's pending. Rick said you just described my whole strategy. Yeah, guys. So just like Rick said, um, if the market keeps moving like this and it's not giving any good entries or any entries at all, it's best to just be careful and sit out the market, because you're just gonna start forcing trades that aren't even there, which is like normal for. Sorry, guys, keep coughing. All right, let me see if I got anything else over here. All right, looking at this right here, let's see. Yeah, Charlie said it's doing the same pattern as early, slowly going up and shooting all the way back down. Yeah, it's the same thing, just repeating itself over and over again. Going back over here, it's just a big consolidation range. Price hasn't really chose a direction to go up or to go down. It just goes up and it goes down, then it goes up and it goes down, and then it goes right back up. Just because this pattern keeps playing out, guys, I don't recommend you guys intervise just to like ride it back up, because this can easily just come right back down at any moment. Kind of like right here, this looks like a fake out. Price came up and then it came down and then it came right back up. Yeah, Gallo said this market's playing tag, you're it. Exactly. It's not really choosing a direction at all. This is supposed to be going directional, either down or up. But it's not necessarily going in any direction that we're anticipating. So the daily here is still running. Hopefully nobody's in it, but we'll see what happens here. I think it's going to push back up. So I see Rav is in it on his personal account, which is probably a smaller lot size. But yeah, guys, I don't really see much going on over here. let's see. All right, so a couple profits set over here. We got Jeff with a total of 3,125 for the day. Nice work, Jeff. And then we got Rick over here with a total of 3,777 for the day. So yeah, Rick, you should probably just probably just sit out the rest of the day. He said, had to make sure I made more than Jeff. Definitely. Let me see. All right, so we're good right here. Let me see if there's anything else here for me to look at. All right, Jay just sent his profits right now too. So Jay's basically almost done with his challenge. He said he's closer to halfway done with the challenge. So nice work, Jay. You just gotta keep with the consistency and avoid any of the risky trades. Should be good. So great work right there, Jay. Looks like a lot of you guys are passing your FCMOs and MFFs pretty consistently. So you can see price came down and came right back up. The high is going to be right here. That's right there. All right, so as you can see, price is it's getting into a closer consolidation range right here. On the 1 minute, it's getting close to 8 though, so I don't think I'm going to be looking to take any more trades. So yeah, I think that's about it. Let me see. Sam said there's a 3-minute buy. So there's a 3-minute buy right here. It's not one that I would take. I'm not looking to take any more trades today, guys. Actually, I'm just, I'm pretty much just looking to see if there's anything that comes up. But this is a huge spike down right here. I'm not sure what happened after this buy signal came up, but it spiked down. Looks like it might have gapped a little bit. Spike down, and it's coming right back up. So I'm not looking to take this trade here. However, it's still currently running right now off the 3-minute. I don't recommend anyone take it, but if you are looking to take it, it's right there for the 3-minute. I'm not looking to take any other trades. I was only looking for any possible scalps, like on the 1 minute with regard to the variation and possible high-low scalps, but it doesn't look like we're going to get any because price keeps invalidating these highs and these lows. So yeah, that 3-minute's still running. So I'm not sure if you're in that position, which, I mean, it could be a good position. It looks like it's pushing up higher and higher. How much farther is left on here? Yeah, I don't know if I would really, if I don't want to take it. It just looks a bit risky. And it's close to the session, yeah. So it's just a lot of red flags right there. Just like what Maddie said. Bounce off the sessions. That's too late. I was thinking about catching it for the last little push right there. Possibly. Maybe I'll take, maybe I'll do what I did earlier with mine over here. I'll probably, let me see what the range is for that. I do a bigger range from there. Probably from like right here, so I cover the spread. What I might do right here, guys, is I might put a buy stop right here and just catch it as it swings up. Yeah, it is a bit of a risky trade, so maybe not. But yeah, I'm looking to possibly put a buy stop like gets in the way, like right over here. So I cover the spread and catch it as it rides up. Let's see. This isn't something that I really recommend you guys do, but I'm gonna do. I'll put a buy stop there. Looks like it triggered my order currently in. But this isn't one that's going to count towards like any of the trades, guys. This is just something I'm doing on my own. Nothing that I do recommend you guys do either. To go with a smaller lot size, so I think it should be all right. But yeah, guys, if you guys have any other questions, I think that's it for the day. I don't think there's anything really worth taking at this moment. These highs just keep getting pushed higher and higher. And the problem with that is that these keep it just provides for no entry because it just creates a wider and wider range right there. So let's see. Yeah, not really much for this here. But yeah, guys, so if you guys have any questions, feel free to reach out. Otherwise, I'll be back tomorrow for the next live session. I don't think you guys should be trading today. Personally, I think it's too risky of a day to be trading. Just like what Nick said here. Nick said, I have a feeling sitting on our hands today will be worth it the rest of the week. I feel like, yeah, no, I agree. Yeah, guys, like I do think today it's just too risky for us to be trading, just like what Nick and Steven have been saying, and same with like everyone else. It's not really worth the risk to catch, hop into these trades here because the thing is there's no direction. If you knew direction price was going up like consistently or going down consistently, then it'd be good to take trades in those directions. However, today there just isn't really much of a direction. We do have fundamentals that are still bullish, so if I was to trade, I'd be looking for some buys here. But other than that, it's just there just isn't really much for us to work off right now because price just keeps bouncing back and forth. And just like Nick said, tomorrow we have some news. So tomorrow we have tomorrow's Wednesday. We have final GDP, and then we have final GDP price index. And then at 7 we have CV consumer confidence and existing home sales, and then crude oil inventories right after. So with that said, we have like a lot of news tomorrow, which will cause some volatility in the market. I think this will help push price in one direction or the other. My guess is that it's going to push it bullish because generally at the end of the year, the market tends to be bullish, which is what I'm kind of expecting as well. And that's probably what we can see from here. So other than that, guys, if you guys do decide to trade, remember to use proper lot size, use proper risk, and always move your stop loss and profit when you can. Otherwise, if you guys don't need to trade, I'll recommend that you guys just sit out the market. So have a great rest of your morning, guys. And if you guys have questions, feel free to reach out. Otherwise, I will see you guys here tomorrow